Okay, so it says we're on air. Very
Cool.
cool. Heck yeah. Let me just try to see if I could jump open the chat on my phone, just because I like to shoot out messages to people and just to hear if our. Let's do this. Education is where it's at. Freaking John already in the chat, man. Oh man, he's a character.
Shout out to all the teachers out there.
Yes, the jobs that I could never see myself doing because I was a horrible student and I treated my teachers horribly in school. So yes, but I do want to say thank you to John for jumping in. We got Mr. Hill, we got James, we got Hialeah, we got a couple people in the chat. I am pretty new to doing YouTube live, so I'm gonna try to do a little live chat every new comic book day on Wednesday where I could go over these books and review them. And I'm gonna be here with my guest, and he's about to start his new YouTube channel, Mr. Tank Collects.
What's up? I had to get my sport coat game strong because I was coming off with Terry today, and we're getting fancy with our
we're,
drinks here today.
we're getting fancy, man. Every
Yeah,
every
I mean,
stream,
I mean, it's a Sam Adams, but I had to
hey,
get fancy
I got
prepared.
fruit punch. Heck yeah, we got Kachoon. Kachoon's awesome, man. Oblivion Bar, we're just talking about you, Mr. Soap, Thomas. All right, so we are here. We are new comic book day. How's it going? I hope everyone's doing wonderful. I don't know why my stuff's not working, but let's get into the comics, man. Let's get into comics. So you read this book today, right?
I did.
And what did you think about
Um, okay.
it?
There's gonna be some spoilers.
Oh boy, here we go.
Um,
Leaving the milk out.
this week from the books that I was able to get today, I mean, I wasn't able to get to Goon, and the Goon is always good, and I wasn't able to get my Rotor Bones because if you guys saw my Instagram live, you know my shop had a mishap with Diamond; they didn't get their shipments.
Which is
Um,
depressing for someone like us who like we look that's our Christmas every week.
yeah,
That is a
it's.
sad
I'm
thing.
telling you, if it threw me off, my every Wednesday it's like clockwork. I pick up my books and then I get on a drive to come see my parents, and it completely threw me off. I was like, I was disheveled. I didn't know what to do. But I found a shop and they had a whole bunch of stuff. So I know I wanted to get the number one so we could kind of hang out and talk about them. And I needed to read Damned. So I did get Damned. This week, so far, the books I got, my favorite art so far was in Damned. Um,
Now you showed on Instagram there was a page with Batman with like fire coming out of his mouth,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then there was like a big spread with like Swamp Thing.
Oh my God.
Oh man, when I seen that, I was like, oh, I bet you're going nuts over there.
There it is right there. It blew my mind. Bermejo like does an incredible job on the art. The story itself really cool, and I thought, hey, we're gonna get like a lot of closure to what's been going on. But what they're doing is they're because we knew this was going to be a three-part thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I think they left it off a little bit of a cliff at the end, and I think there's a bit of a spoiler of something that's going to be coming up next by DC Black Label.
Ooh,
So if you read it, I mean, when you get to the last page, I think you're going to be very, very, very interested. But my favorite art of the week so far goes to Bermejo on Batman Damned. It was incredible.
heck yeah, man. And you said they left a cliffhanger at the end of that, which I actually heard from a couple people. Actually, Boricua in the chat read this yesterday. And he told me it ended with a cliffhanger too, so that
Yeah,
kind of validates that. But like you said, with DC Black Label, now that they axed Vertigo, and they said that they're gonna throw up all their 17 plus content onto DC Black Label, do you think we're gonna be seeing more Batman Damn stories like this?
I think we're gonna. I think this was received so well
Mm-hmm.
that it would be kind of ridiculous of them to not keep this story arc going for a little longer. Especially I mean, they pulled out their heavy hitters, you know. So obviously it's a Batman story, but then you got the Joker, you got Harley, you got Ivy, all incorporated in these stories. So it would be a shame if they didn't keep it going. But from what it looks like toward the end of this book, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more.
Heck yeah! And now I really like this one, the Joker one, but I'm pretty sure you like the which one was this the Batman with like merged with Swamp Thing?
Now, okay,
No.
see, I love
Mhm.
I'm you know me, I'm a huge Swampy fan. I love Swampy, but something about the cover A is what like Damned screams to me. Like it goes perfectly with the cover B from number 2
Okay.
with Harley Quinn and the Day of the Dead mask paint
Yeah.
on. Like I think it goes perfectly with it. That one seems a little too um, cartoony to me compared to what the art is inside. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up with the cover A.
Very cool. Very cool. I mean, it's a nice Jim Lee. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I don't know. I seen it at the shop, and I was just, I don't know. I think maybe later on this week I might go and pick it up. But
I think they could have done a lot more with that cover if they made it. If like it was, you see, like this cover, you see how like there's so much realism there, and it's like
yeah,
creepy.
it
If
is
they
creepy.
did that, if they did that something like how the Swamp Thing TV series has like the poster of like the guy's face, like Alec Holland's face, and the vines like wrapping around. Like if they did that with Batman, I think it would have stole the show. But making it such like a animated looking kind of comic, it doesn't kind of go with the vibe of the story. So
So
cover A
Jim Lee,
is definitely my pick. But
Jim Lee, dropped the ball.
yeah, a little bit. But I mean, to people that haven't read Damned, it's a great story. I know there was a big thing with issue 1. Everybody was trying to get their hands at issue 1 because of the Batwang, but uh, it really is a really really cool story, especially if you're a Batman fan and you like the inner deep struggles and dark side of Batman. Like this is definitely a book you should get out and go buy.
Heck yeah! Now, out of 1 out of 5 stars, how many stars do you think you might give this book?
The writing was average. It wasn't anything special, but it wasn't bad at all. And the art was incredible. I'd give this book possibly a 4.
Wow, pretty good. That's almost like a knockout in the park. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get a 5 on this show, man.
Yeah, tell me about it. Look, for me, in order to get a 5, it needs to have amazing rereadability.
Yes, I
I need,
agree.
that's what a perfect comic is, where any day of the week I could pick it up and enjoy it.
I agree. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's why when I see people post online, this book is a 10 out of 10. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Like
Tinder standards.
yeah, that's funny, man. Heck yeah. So 4 out of 5, man. So that's I think I might have to go to the shop and pick it up.
Yeah, yeah. That's a definite pickup right there.
Now moving along. Now you didn't get a chance to read Eric Powell's Goon, correct? Because of the
I did
unfortunate
not.
incident at your shop.
Goon is in my pull, and I'm a big fan of Goon. But like I said, due to some misfortune this week, I wasn't able to get it. So I'm gonna pass the ball right on to you on this one, man.
Now, have you guys read The Goon by Eric Powell? And if you haven't, I did a video on him, which is Who Are They, The Goon, where I go over his whole backstory, key comics, good jumping on point, all that good stuff. This Goon book, it just gets better. The first one was really good. The second one made me laugh. This one, I laughed multiple times. I don't laugh out loud like a LOL to comics that often, but I do it every issue of this book, and it just doesn't let me down. I mean, this is a grand slam. If you're not picking up the Goon, you're completely asleep.
I agree. Judging by 1 and 2 that I've read, and hopefully I can get 3 tomorrow, or I might even find. I'm in a different area today, so I might just hop out to an LCS near me right now and go pick it up after this video. But um, it's awesome, man. The Goon is hilarious. The art is always such a pleasure to look at. It's a killer book. I can't say anything about issue 3, but it is a great series so far.
Heck yeah. Let me just give a quick shout out to all the folks in the chat. I know I got
Yeah,
Kachun, I got Unruly, I got Boricua, I got Rod the Rican, I got JB from Discovery Bay Comics, Carolina Chris 26, I got the Oblivion Bar, I got the Immortal Biggie Shack. Let's see, I got C3 Comics. Very, very cool. Thank you guys all for coming to our first official live stream. It is crazy. We got
my fans
earthquakes
gave
going
up.
on in California right now. It's insane. No, but yeah, no, the Goon, 4 out of 5, hands down, even 4.5, just because I don't laugh that often, and this book really just made me laugh. And like we were talking about the rereadability, I could see myself rereading this series once it's done, or
Great.
once it gets to a certain point, I could go back in a couple years and reread it, hands down.
That's awesome, man. Super cool.
Very cool. Moving right along, let's see. Oh, and then we got that cover B, which I picked up, which is really cool. with the Goon. But I like this one
Okay.
because the Mummy is actually what this issue's about, which is I like that, like how they portray what's actually inside of the comic instead of
Yeah.
just some random cover art that they want. You know, they're like, hey, we got this cover art, let's just throw it on a book to get some sales.
Yeah, I like that. Like that's the big problem I had a little while ago when they were doing the villain variants on all the Amazing Spider-Man and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like, look, I love Galactus as much as the next guy, but I don't need Galactus on Amazing Spider-Man if he's not going to be in the story. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, Marvel, man, what are you
Marvel,
gonna
man.
do?
Marvel equals money. All right, moving away to Kanto. Now, this is a book that I fell short on. IDW is the publisher. It's a brand new series. I put this in. I wanted to pick it up. The shop didn't have because I came in late like a dummy. I knew comic book day. I should know better by now. But hopefully I'll be able to get a copy. If anyone has any extra ones, let me know. But yeah, no, take it away because Mr. Tank was able to read it.
Yeah, Kanto, top three book of the week for me, and I think regardless of what I end up getting, it's gonna stay in that top three. Um, Writing was good. Art is really cool and original. But the story itself, such a beautiful story, really heartwarming. Um, so
It's
if
a
you
love
guys don't,
story, right?
so if you guys don't know, yeah, it's about this guy we see on the front, Kanto, and what it is he's a part of this community that they're built out of metal. They look like little robots, but they're enslaved. They're actually slave to these higher beings,
Wow.
and these higher beings, once they acquire them, they take out their physical heart and put in a clock instead. So now, if someone gets injured and stuff and their clock goes out of whack, there's always elders that can put them together and kind of fix the gears and stuff like that. So these little slaves, they're being tortured, obviously, by the slave masters and whatnot. And it comes to a point where they're not allowed to have any emotion. They're not allowed to have names.
Wow.
Um, or anything like that. But Kanto actually is in love with another one of his kind, and they're in a relationship, and she gives him the name Kanto. So he's actually the only one that has a name and is one of the two in the couple that can only like that he feels emotion. He feels true love. So what happens is his true love ends up getting damaged, and the elder cannot fix her clock. So he offers to give her his clock, but he said the only way is if you take a trip, a voyage, to meet this certain person. And I think it's a hermit that
Wow.
knows all the secrets. And the only way we could save your true love is if we get her original heart and replace the clock with her original heart. So we're going to be following Kanto along this journey to find the hermit and find his true love's heart so that he could save her life.
That's awesome, man.
It is so beautiful. It's truly heartwarming. I do three categories every week. I do my favorite art, my favorite writing, and my favorite story itself. My favorite art this week we just talked about was Batman Damn. My favorite story itself was Kanto this week. I think it's a must buy.
Mm.
If you like that sort of story, the art is really cool. It's just really, really heartwarming. It's going to be awesome to see where it goes.
Now you think this is like a good 4-star book? Like definitely go out and buy this book.
This is getting close for me, man. I think it's
Ooh.
definitely a 4 star. It might even be creeping to a 4.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it at a 4. We're gonna be a little modest.
Very cool, very cool. No, I definitely want to get it. IDW's been putting out some pretty good books lately. Like
Really, really cool stuff.
they're
Yeah,
stepping their game up big time lately.
yeah, man.
I just want to say another shout out to the chat. We got Pages, Film, and Plastics. How's it going? Caleb, the comic Smurf, aka the Rob Liefeld fan. We got Thomas. Oh, we got Mr. Garrow. We got Nemo. Let's see who else we got. Well, I said Biggie Shack. I just want to say his name again. We got the comic book Homie. How is it going, my friend? All right, let's get back into it. So that's a 4-star book. Damn, I feel like I missed out on something now. Now
You'll
we
get
got
it.
this
You'll
book.
get it.
This is who actually published this book? This is a Scouts? No.
No, this is Source Point.
Source Point. All right, yeah. I gotta say, if it wasn't for that Usagi Yojimbo, man, I've been loving that book. I probably wouldn't have picked this up because of the same type of color scheme, and then the same type of samurai-ish. That's what appealed to me. And when I read it, I was like, oh my god, this is going on my pull list. Like,
right?
I want this
Incredible.
in my box.
So you knocked out all three back to back to back for me, and this is my best writing of the week for sure. I think the writing of this book is fantastic, especially the first couple pages. If you don't mind, if I can just read
Oh,
through it, if
do,
nobody
do,
else in the chat minds,
as soon
it's
as you
so
hold on,
poetic.
as soon as you open the book, that first page that says chapter 1 with the sword in the ground and nothing else.
Yeah,
When I seen that, I was like, this is gonna be good.
yeah, it's incredible. The first couple pages, it's so poetic and so beautiful. I'm not going to give context to those people that are going to go buy the book, but just listen to the beauty in this. We have had many great adventures, and I will miss you very much. We have stemmed the tide of evil and thwarted injustice throughout this land. We have seen the birth of children and the birth of their children, and I can tell you there is no greater joy in this world. But we have also lost much. We have also seen great pain and sorrow. But now there should be no more pain, only love. And just as the leaves of fall, our days together are fleeting. Because, my friend, every story has its beginning and its ending. Incredible, dude. I get chills. I read that page like 6 times back to back, and I got chills every time. The
Wow.
writing is just so incredible.
It really is. And the artwork is really cool because it's like really nice artwork, and then you got like that splash of like watercolor almost.
Yeah,
And
like that purple
yeah,
sky.
like that. Yeah, it's just it's really cool, man. And then seeing this guy, he a quick backstory. Of this is an old samurai. He's retired. He put up the sword. He's done with it. He's more into being a grandfather, loving life, and just being an old man. And so he goes to visit, I guess, his granddaughter, and then finds his son was murdered, and then now he's on a hunt to get his granddaughter back. And this is turning out to be a really good story, man. They got a fox with like 9 tails.
Yeah. I mean, this is beautiful. Just this right here, this page,
Oh yeah,
and he's walking right there, and then if you turn it over,
that's the daughter.
incredible.
Really is.
Such the art, the writing. This is the closest book to a 5, I think, this week because the writing is incredible and the like best writing and the art is up to par too.
Hands down, yeah. I'm definitely gonna either go to my shop and fill out a form, but I'll probably just DM on Instagram my shop, be like, hey, this is in my pool for now on.
Definitely, yeah. This is definitely a pull book,
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Like
and
it,
it's
it
what a
just
series of 4, right?
I think so. A four parter. Yeah, one
Yeah.
of four. Very cool. Heck yeah. So I'm definitely gonna give that one a 4 stars. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, man. I wish it was another cover too, because I like this cover because it shows him holding the sword and looking at it, and he seems like sad, and he's covered in blood. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Which I
Like,
mean, yeah, both of us we read it, and for those people in the chat that have read it, you would understand why his face looking at this bloodied sword is like that. I mean,
mm,
you could tell that he's torn throughout this adventure that he's taken, so hence all the stuff he keeps thinking about and people that visit him somewhat in the adventure and all the things he's worried about. You can tell that he's not happy to be on this adventure, but it is something as a samurai that he does need to do.
all right, let me see real quick, cause man, it's really difficult reading a lot of words in the chat. Let me see what Caleb said. He said this one's for you, Perry. I'm gonna do one with Jim Lee and Liefeld and put you on Liefield's side. Watch what you say on Buyer Pass. It will come back and bite you. I can't believe you said Liefeld is better than Jim Lee. I didn't say Liefeld was better than Jim Lee. For people who don't understand, what I said was Rob Liefeld over time is not getting better and needs to just hang it up. When I seen Batman Damned with Jim Lee, I was like, "Whoa, is Jimmy turning into Rob? Is he getting to that point in his career where he needs to hang it up?" Which it was a joke. He's a god. I get it. He's amazing.
Wait, there was a time where Rob Liefeld was progressing.
I mean, when he was turning 15 to 16, he was getting slightly better.
Man.
Oh man, Caleb busted on me, man. That's what you get, Caleb the Comic Smart, for comparing Rob Liefeld to Art Germ. All right, next up, we both read this one now. This is the Weatherman, Volume 2, Issue number 1.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Because I have mixed feelings about this one.
Same here. Art was kind of cool.
Mm.
I love the choice of color, especially the cover. Um, I love the shadowing on his face with the blue. Like it's a really really good looking cover. But Weatherman has always had really vibrant, really cool looking covers. Um, the story itself, it's not bad, but it's not great. I definitely need to see more.
I
Um,
felt like I understand they're trying to set like they're trying to put you in the world and set everything, but
right.
I felt like it took so long to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean the his wisecracks alone took like 3-4 pages out of the book. Um, but like I wouldn't put this in like a Kanto where like issue one it grabbed me and I know it's gonna be in my pull, or Samurai Grandpa where like issue one I know it's gonna be in my pull. Like I bought it and I think this is one of those where I give it maybe 2-3 issues to see if I want to keep reading this book.
Yeah, totally same here. I think I might pick up the second one, depending on how the cover looks like. If they do a good job on the cover, that might be enough for me to buy it. The read alone isn't enough for me to get it. It was okay. It was good. I get it. He's like, for those of you who don't know, he's a weatherman who's very like outgoing and crazy, and he's wee,
He's a
you know,
goofball, yeah.
yeah, he's a goofball. And his mind was actually transferred from, because he used to be a terrorist. He killed a bunch of people, like a lot of people. And so they put his conscious on a hard drive and threw it in Earth somewhere. And Earth is a quarantine zone now. So they're trying to get him back to Earth and put his conscious back in his mind. And whole yada yada yada. You see some titties. It's cool.
Yeah, if you were shocked about the one Batwang, you should see the last panel of this comic.
Oh yeah, they should have started off this book with that last panel. That would have got me more interested in reading it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to take a couple more issues for me to get into this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 star just because it's got some titties and it wasn't
You're
that bad.
super generous, man. I was going to give it a 2.
You're gonna give it 2. All right, so 2.5. Let's meet in the
Yeah,
middle.
2.5. We got to meet in the middle
You
here.
got to meet in the middle. Yeah. If you're considering buying it and you're on the fence of picking this one up or another book, probably go with the other book. I don't think this is a must read. It's more of just, eh, you know.
Yeah. Hey, if you're at like $36 at your LCS and you want to pay with an even 40, go ahead and pick this
Yeah,
up.
throw this one in there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Man, we still got this. Rob Liefeld is the Donald Trump of comics. Oh my. What is going on in my chat?
Shockingly enough, that says more about Donald Trump than it does Rob Liefeld.
Oh man, all right. So let's truck on through. Let's see what next book I threw in here. Let's see. Ooh, okay, there we go. That was the one that you read. Now just to set this up, I have never read a Star Wars comic.
Okay.
My reasoning is I've seen 4, 5, and 6, the movie, and I feel like what else can I get out of Star Wars?
Okay, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. I mean, when I was younger, my love of like the sci-fi stuff, like I was in the middle. Like I always loved Star Wars and I loved Star Trek too, just because Star Trek was nostalgic for me. My grandpa used to watch it and whatnot.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, it kind of just, and I loved comics my entire life, so it kind of just like flowed together. It was like, oh, well, I love the movie. Why would I not love the comics? You know?
Heck yeah.
So, I pick them up. I pick up these Age of Rebellion like one shots. I pick them up all the time. I am reading Darth Vader: The Dark Visions. That one is really, really good, man. Perry, I think you'd really, really like that. If you're gonna read any Star Wars book out right now, it's definitely go with the Darth Vader: Dark Visions.
Dark Visions. Okay.
I think they're going on issue 5 or issue 6. I'm not 100% on that, but really, really good story. You'd really enjoy it.
Okay.
This one, I'm definitely going with the variant. I'm not sure who did it. It's called the Great Moments variant. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that I threw this picture in there because, like, if I was gonna pick up this book, this would be the cover that I would get just because of seeing the movie and like this is what speaks to me.
Yeah, yeah. This was the one I picked up. Um, it's not a great read, honestly.
Ooh.
It's nothing special at all. It's very short. It's very simple. Um, it's just Darth Vader doing badass Darth Vader things. There's really not much else to it. There's no in-depth story. There's no like, ooh, like that was interesting. Like no, it's nothing at all. The art is whatever. The writing is whatever. It's just if you're a Darth Vader fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, sure, pick it up and read it for $4. But I
Someone
mean,
like me who doesn't read Darth Vader or Star Wars, I probably shouldn't start with this.
no, definitely not start with that. No, if anything, I think John's Comics should do a one of his where to begin things and do it for Star Wars and then follow that. But
Heck
if you're
yeah.
gonna read any Star Wars book out right now, um, Galaxy's Edge, I don't know about. I know they're on like issue 3, but I would definitely go with Dark Visions over anything else right now.
Dark Visions. All right. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. And anyone in the chat, if you're interested in Star Wars, start with Dark Visions.
Yeah, I'd give this a 2.
A
And the
two.
only reason it's a 2 and not a 1 is because at the end of the day the cover is really really cool and it is Darth Vader in Star Wars. Like you
Yeah.
can't you can't knock that.
You give him 1 star, he's gonna start choking you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's very close. I might even drop that down to a 1.5, but
Ooh,
it's pretty low.
heck yeah. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Ooh, the Flash.
Ooh, child.
I know that's another one you read this week. What'd you think of the Flash? Now I haven't been reading the Flash. I don't mind the Flash. I get it. You know he runs really fast. Um, I'm always busting Rod the Rican his chops because he's a huge Flash fan, and I know you're a Flash fan too.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean, what? Like I don't know. Like where is this story going?
So right now we're in the year 1 stage of this story.
Okay.
So what they're pretty much doing is going back and retelling the origin. So you're seeing the development of him and Iris's relationship. You're seeing a young, bright-eyed Flash, not really realizing what he's capable of yet.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does figure that out, he's very much an immature kid still. So he's not using his powers correctly. He's using it to look cool. He's using it to like graffiti, like lightning bolts on walls in the city, like
Stuff
stuff
that I
like
would do.
that. And it's actually this issue 73, and I believe it's part 2 or 3 of year 1. Um, but this one is where he actually figures out that, hey, I am not doing this right. I'm giving these powers a gift, and I should use them for justice, not just my own personal gain. So I think we're going to see this progress. That's the cover I picked up right there.
Yeah, that's the cover that spoke to me. I think that was a really
It
cool
is
him running
so
down.
pretty. It is beautiful. And actually, okay, see, that's weird. That's the one I got online as well.
Hmm.
But the one that's in store, actually, like the one you buy, actually has like lightning around him,
Oh wow.
and the like it looks more like you're wearing blue and red 3D glasses.
Oh, that's kind of cool to like give it some depth.
Yeah, yeah, it is really cool, really sweet cover, and the Flash is just super nostalgic for me. I learned how to read from an old Flash comic book that I randomly found at my school.
That is awesome. I love hearing that.
So yeah, so I mean, no matter what, like, yeah, he's a guy that runs fast, but he's also yeah, he's also not only that, like, he's very personable, he's very loyal, he's just a very tight knit, very like a nice family oriented, just an overall kind hearted guy, you know. And I think like a lot of us and a lot of the nice guy and a lot of people can like really relate with Barry Allen. And I mean, I know people aren't big on Wally right now because of the whole uh, crisis issues going on,
Hmm.
but we'll get to that on a later date. But the I mean, it's just I've always loved them, and there's really no way, regardless of how. Just something inside of me won't let me not pick up a Flash book, and it's my ultimate bias. There you go. That's the best way to put it.
Heck yeah. No, that's
So
awesome, man. You know that's how I feel about let's say Batman. Like I look at Batman. I know a lot of people are talking about what Tom King on Batman's run. I can't even speak bad about someone doing a Batman book just because I have like such a love for Batman. So to talk, I have a Batman shirt on for God's sake. You know, like that's my man. You know, like Batman Who Laughs is like my favorite villain because it's Batman but like evil. You know, so it's like that's how that's me for Batman.
Yeah, yeah, same. Like I had Flash bed sheets growing up. I had Flash pajamas. Like,
What do you mean
dude,
growing up? You still do? I still got Superman bed sheets.
that's in the guest room downstairs. My wife won't let me have it in the main bedroom.
Oh man. Oh,
But yeah, I
that's
mean,
funny.
reading wise, I mean, this specific issue, I'd give it a 3. Um, Overall story, obviously, it's way better than a 3. But this specific issue, I think year 1 is starting to pick up, so it's going to get better and better.
Very cool. Now, is this better than Superman year one or Smallville year one?
Oof. Smallville year 1, yeah. I mean,
Oh man.
look, it was a good story. Everybody knows the Smallville story. The Frank Miller didn't do a terrible job.
No.
He didn't at all. No, it was just very. There were some parts where he was doing the whole like down home country, like kind of like imitating them through
Everyone from
writing.
Kansas is
Yeah.
mentally,
Through
you
he
know.
did it through writing, and like it just seems super childish and kind of somewhat insulting. But the writing wasn't bad at all. The biggest problem I had with it is JR's cover.
Yeah. The
Um,
the cover, I didn't like either of the covers, honestly.
yeah,
I didn't.
well, it looked like first of all, the cover A, it looked like he was molded out of clay and like somebody stepped on his leg during production, and then like the art inside was just childish.
Mm,
But if you've been keeping up with the Flash and you really want the origin of the Flash, um, go ahead and pick this up. It's way better than the Superman year 1. And the one thing, I mean, look, if I got issues, my really good friend, I got issues. He makes fun of me for liking the Flash. He says the same thing everybody says. Oh, he's just a guy that runs fast, super boring, whatever. But
mm.
there's one thing about this book, especially when they announced the year 1 thing, that is getting a lot of people interested because it looks so cool. Um, and that is, I have it pulled up right here. Old Man Flash.
Ooh.
And he just looks super badass. He looks like the Dos Equis guy if he were a superhero. So, really cool story, man. I definitely recommend it. Flash fans will stay loving it. And if you've never read Flash, there's a great place to start. Just pick up the year 1s because it's retelling the origin.
I might dabble with it then, because I mean I'm always busting Rod's chops, but I haven't read a Flash story in a couple of years.
Yeah,
I
Rod, I
think
got
since
your
like.
back, buddy.
Oh man, yeah, I think that's what everything we read today.
That's everything we read. I mean, I picked up a couple other things. I picked up the Action Comics because that Superman cover is gorgeous. The
With
flyover
him
cover.
flying, yeah, and it's
Uh,
a Event Leviathan tie-in, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I've been reading the Leviathan, so I definitely needed that.
Okay.
It's a Bendis book, and he's hit or miss, but I really like what he's been doing. And then of course I needed to have my guy. I needed to have this
The
cover.
Justice League Dark.
This is a very underrated book right now, I think. JL
Everyone that
Dark.
reads it, is telling nothing but good things about it.
JL Dark. I'm telling you, it's very slept on. If it was up here right now, if we had the star rating going on for JL Dark, they're on what? Issue 12?
Yeah.
And up until issue 12, it's just been getting better and better. I'd give the whole series right now a 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty good.
really, really good, especially for like old school DC fans. Like I know you are, just like I am. You'd really enjoy JL Dark, man.
I'm gonna have
You'd
to
love
check
it.
that out. Heck yeah. Well, I mean, those are all the books we read. I think we ran through it. I think we killed it. One thing I want to do before we end this live stream for all the people in the chat, those of you who don't know, go check out Tank Collects on Instagram. He's got an awesome Instagram page. He's pushing almost up to 1,500 followers. Go subscribe to his YouTube page because he's about to start bringing some heat to the YouTube community. And if you don't know, on Tuesday nights, he's on Mr. Garrow's channel with the Oblivion Bar talking about Swamp Thing because that's his bread and butter.
Monday nights.
Monday nights. That's what I'm saying. I'm messing everything up. It's all
Monday
good.
night. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It was so much fun. I've been waiting to do a video with you. I really enjoy all the videos you do.
Appreciate it.
and so I wasn't able to wait to hop on with you and do a video. And hopefully this keeps rolling, man. Hopefully if it's received well, we'll keep doing these every week for you guys that don't want to buy books that you're not 100% sure about. That's what we're here for, to give you a little insight so you can go get those books that you were iffy about on Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. And even if this doesn't go good, I read so many books and I need someone to talk to about them. So,
Yeah, man, I need to geek out with someone every Wednesday. So I think
heck
this
yeah.
is gonna happen.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate everyone for joining. Go follow my man 10 Collects and have a great new comic book day.
Thank
Peace.
you. See you guys.